I'm back. I know y'all like, wait a minute, bro. What are you doing back? I wish to share things with you all, and I'm learning how to do this stuff a little bit better now. I didn't really know how to do this stuff at first, so now I'm a little bit excited that I do know how to do this stuff. And so this is giving me a newfound this is giving me newfound energy that I've learned how to do this a little bit. What can black men learn from Boosie's misstep? What can black men learn from this? Wow, wow, wow. What can black men learn? Whoever that is, what's going on? What's going on? Peace. Glad you're in here. I wanted to speak to this particular issue. I was giving it some time. I like to not be first. I never spoke on Boosie's situation previously, and I just use him. This happens to a lot of black men in this country. So non-boss, what's going on? What's up, non-boss? Good. Glad you're back. Non-boss, this is about Boosie. This is about Boosie and the gun case that he caught, and he's going to be sentenced to prison. The little Boosie, the rapper. Are you familiar with him? Are you familiar with him and how his case went? And I wanted to enlighten black men and give them the understanding that they should be getting from this, so that way they can not continue to make the same mistakes over and over. Not much. Well, and let me see. I'll give you a little bit of a backstory on him. Just make it plain. Non-biased. He was facing the death penalty years ago in Louisiana, and he sat in prison fighting his case for quite some time. Allegedly, he was responsible for some deaths of some people, and a young man, I forget the young boy's name, but he was eventually convicted. And according to reports, Boosie was the one who was responsible for the deaths, and that he ordered the shootings. Now, that was never confirmed in court. That's just, once again, hearsay. However, fought the case. I believe, obviously, he was freed. I don't know under what circumstances. I don't know, but he was definitely not convicted. And so he was released, and he moved to Atlanta. You know, he started doing a lot of podcasts, so forth. So he's a rapper, and he caught a gun case several years ago in California. I guess, I was assuming at a video shoot, and he had a picture of a pistol. Somebody was filming. I guess they were looking at some other guys, and he had a pistol in the back of his pants, and he had the pistol in the back of his pants, and it was on video. And so the police and the chopper, they allegedly, I guess that they knew it was him, or you know what I mean. And then they had him stopped, and then they found the pistol, and they charged him with the pistol, and they dropped it, and then now he's going to be sentenced. Here's what I truly want to say about it. First of all, Boosie is over 40 years old. Boosie's close to my age now, boss. Boosie is close to my age. Shout out to everybody for y'all being here. Boosie is close to my age. I'm 45, so I think Boosie's a couple years younger than me, 43, 45. You're too old to be making these silly mistakes, black men. You are too old to be falling for these traps, getting caught with pistols, having pistols hanging outside of your pants. Like you didn't even have the pistol covered up. And here's the thing, what I really want to say, because a lot of times, listen, we know the system is against us as black. We get that. But however, we have to begin to take some accountability at certain points, to understanding exactly the country we live in and exactly how we're moving. You moving sloppy to begin with. Why do you want everybody to know you got a blick on you? That is the number one issue. If he would have had the gun covered up, y'all, and let's just say for a minute you saw the print, well, then you could use you could begin, a lawyer can begin to play on, how did you know it was a gun? You know what I mean? What did you really think? You know, could have been a cell phone. Like there then becomes a probable cause issue. There then begins to be like true good lawyers can then you know what I mean, begin to pick apart a case. However, you had the gun in plain view, hanging out your back pocket. So so the white man is responsible for that. Y'all, come on, man. Come on. Come on, non-violence. Like some of this stuff is very, very corny, and some of this stuff that we have issues with in our community, we have to begin to address some of this stuff on our own. Like, how old are you? You too old to be getting caught with a pistol, dog. And that's what a lot of these cornball podcasters, the white man always want to snatch the black man down, and he always want to, he charged him and then he let it go, and then but hey, dumbass, you niggas ain't never been to the penitentiary. Y'all don't even know what the fuck you talking about. The state drops cases all the time and the feds pick them up. That happens often. Trust me. I know. I've seen guys walk out scot-free or think they were scot-free from a case, only for the feds to continue to build a case while they were watching them the whole time, let them out there on the streets for 6 months, and then come back and get everybody. Okay? So these people are playing chess out here. They don't play checkers. All right? So so it bothers me when we know that something is against us, yet we continue to fall for the same trap, and then yet we want to blame the white man for. So what does the white man have to do with Boosie having an illegal pistol hanging outside his back, hanging outside his pocket in one of the harshest states as far as pistols are concerned, which is California? You got security, armed security with you. You are a celebrity. You can afford to get fish inside of a lake, but you cannot pay armed security to make sure you're safe. If that's the case, what the fuck are you paying them for? Like, this is the shit that I be talking about, y'all. This is some of the shit that I really need to discuss with my people, because a lot of us, we're so emotional that we can't see past what's right in front of us, and this stuff becomes a detriment to our community. Why are you have a pistol hanging out why don't you even have the pistol covered up, y'all? Did anybody ever ask that? Did anybody look at the video, y'all? I looked at this before I saw it yesterday, but then I wanted to make sure I saw it again. There's a video of him, Boosie. You can see it as clear as day. He's got the pistol hanging outside of his back of his pants. It's in his back, like he in a movie or something. What the fuck? Who has the pistol? Like, this is not, like, what type of world are we living in? Like, your draw time is going to be so slow. Why don't y'all think that police, it put like this, if that was a good place to have a pistol, why don't y'all think that real true professionals, that's they backup pistol, dog? That's where they keep a backup pistol. They don't keep their primary pistol in there. What if it gets caught? It gets caught on your pants. It gets caught on your shirt when you're trying to bring it up. There's a plethora of things that could happen when you have your pistol in a place, you know what I mean? When you have your pistol in a place that it shouldn't be. There's a plethora of bad things that can happen. You know what I mean? When you catch that pistol on your back, on your back of your shirt. Only on TV do they do this dumb shit. It's one of them same things, y'all, where y'all see when they take a pistol and they cock it because it looks good for the camera. Right before they shoot somebody, they pull a pistol out, then cock it, and then pull the trigger because it looks good for TV. But why would you have a pistol that was not able to be fired on you? And like I say, man, and listen, man, we want to blame the European for a lot. And truth be told, he does. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows the white man is responsible for a lot. And Lord knows I'm the first one to agree. But when you're moving recklessly, like Boosie was, when you're moving recklessly and you got a pistol hanging out your back pocket, right? Out the back of your pants. Who's responsible for that? Who's responsible for that as a 40-plus-year-old man, understanding what you've been through, understanding what's in front of you and what you have to lose? Black men, we got to start to think. 10 Heartless. Okay, that's cool, but what's your SSN? What's SSN? 10 Heartless. I appreciate you. What's SSN? I'm kind of slow to certain things. Let me know. And you know what I'm saying? And like I say, y'all, back to y'all. Like when you think about these things, when you look at them objectively, who does it hurt? Who does it hurt when you moving recklessly when you Boosie? When you moving through the world, not knowing about your position. Here's the thing, y'all. This is why I keep telling you black men to stop smoking that weed. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody think. This weed today is not the weed from years previously. This stuff is destroying y'all minds. Between the weed, between this pill popping, and this alcohol you consuming, brothers, you're not operating. Your brain is not operating on its highest frequency. You're not moving to the best of your abilities. You're not living up to your capabilities. You're just not. And it's the weed. You're consuming this stuff in quantities and you think that it's cool. It is hampering and hindering your judgment. It is not a good. Now some guys say I can do this better when I smoke and this. That's a bullshit, lame ass excuse in order for you to continue to consume narcotics because most of you niggas is fiends at this point. Let's just call it what it is. Most of you black men is fiends for like you pop these pills, you smoke this weed, you got this alcohol on you, and then now you got a pistol on you, and then now you put yourself in jeopardy and you jeopardize everybody around you because of what? Because you got Boosie is over 40 years old, y'all. When you catching pistol cases, you should be young if you gotta, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying anybody should catch a pistol case. However, when you're young, Boosie is over 40 years old, understanding the system that's against him, and yet he got a pistol in his back pocket. And we're supposed to, as a black community, galvanize around that and say, free Boosie, you know what I'm saying? Because he decided, and they're prosecuting him. Hey, homeboy, you're making big money on Vlad interviews, and whatever else you got going. I don't pretend to know the man's business, but he's very successful. Boosie's a millionaire, I would believe. So at this point, right? Why haven't you insulated yourself to the point where you don't have to be in the position where you need a pistol anymore? And that's the time I checked. Didn't Boosie get shot not too long ago? Didn't Boosie get shot not too long ago? Didn't Boosie get shot not too long ago on a stage or something like that, y'all? Like the man, he looks ill, right? And I think he mentioned that he has diabetes or something like that. I forget exactly what he said. I can't remember. However, the man, he's not in the best of health. Now you're going to the system where they are not going to take care of you, right? You jeopardizing what you're trying to build because you have a pistol on you, knowing everything that comes with that. Shout out to Shy. Did you take your morning dump, sir? Man, get out of my business, Shy. Man, your business. Appreciate you being here, man. Hit the like button for it, brother. Thank you. Sean, I'm serious about this. I'm really serious about this because we have to begin to be thinkers. And I believe that there's a correlation between this rap junk. Well, and I like rap. I do like some of the new music as well. I don't want y'all to think I'm no old fogey and all that. I do like some of the rap. You know what I'm saying? But between the culture and the drugs, there's this drug culture that has consumed so many black men, and they're smoking this weed that has this stuff got 33% some THC. Shelby, Miss Burke, how you doing? I'm dead serious. This stuff is not. This stuff is poisoning these. It's turning these boys' brains into mush. Yeah, I know, Shelby. But I'm serious. This stuff is turning these boys' brains into mush, and they're making poor decisions, right? And then when they sober up, now you crying. Now you, oh, the white man did this to me. oh man, the white man got it out for me. Hey, jackass. Hey, stupid. Why were you high in the first place, having a pistol hanging out your back pocket where he could see it in full view? Why that? See, let's deal with that. Yes, we can deal with systemic racism. We get all of that. And I'm the first one to do. Listen, everybody know no one is responsible for more death. No one is responsible for more lies than the white man, than the European. He is the biggest killer, liar, bullshitter in the history, and he has hid his bullshit in so many different ways. But we're not dealing with that, black men. Not on this particular video. He got the pistol in plain view, and they're looking at the pistol. Thank you, Shelby. Can we deal with that? That's all I want to deal with at this point. This man, who is not from California, who is a rich, successful man, he has the ability to hire armed security. Now, some people say, well, armed security isn't always the best. Then what the fuck is you hiring them for then, man? If that's the case, why hire them anyway? And according to the reports that I saw, when the police stopped the car, he had security with him. So so a lot of you niggas just really want to keep pistols on y'all because y'all think it's cool. A lot of you niggas don't think, because you high off weed, you high off pills, you drinking, right? You're not exercising. Your brains are kaput. And then now you want to blame somebody else for the things that have befallen you. We ain't doing that. I only listen to the truth of God. I like that. Greetings, brother. Appreciate you. Greetings to you too, black man. Thank you for being in here. I listen to the truth of God. I think you're brother. Appreciate it. But if you're not, then my apologies. I only listen to the truth of God. Tell me if what I'm saying is wrong. Tell me if what I'm saying is wrong. And this is why I always say accountability is for men. Accountability is not for women. Yes, we would like a woman to be accountable. However, we got to deal more with women. More with men. Because this is where Boosie went wrong. You got a pistol on you. In view. You don't even have the intellect to have the pistol where it's concealed. Where a good lawyer can come in and say, and I was saying this, I only listen to the truth of God. Where a good lawyer can say, how did you know it was a pistol? They can begin to and they can begin to defend you. You got the goddamn pistol right where they can see it. And then you want to cry when they book you. My pastor is Genesis. My pastor is Gino Genesis. Yeah, I like Gino too. Yeah, Gino ain't got no problem telling the truth. None. Shout out to Pastor Gino. I don't listen to the truth of God. Not at all. Thank you. And that's what I say. I don't mind no pushback. I do not mind pushback. I don't listen to God, chat, to the truth of God. I don't mind. One thing about me, I'm here for it, right? If what I'm saying is incorrect, show me the error of my ways. I have no problem dealing with that. What I'm not going to do, what I don't like to do, is absolve black men of the parts that they can gain from it, right? Because there's a right way and a wrong way to do everything, y'all. And that's what we're dealing with right now. I have been involved in everything that you can think of besides harming women and harming children. In some way, shape, or form, alleged or convicted. I've never caught a pistol case in my life. That's one of the dumbest cases you can ever catch. Because what it shows is it's a lack of, it's really just a lack of focus on your part. It's a lack of paying attention. I'd have been a convicted felon since I was 18. Felons, right? This is alleged. I used to keep it on me. Some people would say I even kept 2 on me, alleged, right? Never caught a pistol case in my life. Never thought it was cool to brandish them. Never thought it was cool to let people know I had them on me. Never thought it was cool. I never thought of toys as guns. This is why when I have a son, I will not ever let him play with guns. Black men, black women, stop letting your children play with guns. Even water pistols. We don't play with guns. Guns are real. And once you get that through your head, guns are nothing to be played with. We don't toy with guns, period. Guns are serious at all times. And that's what I would let my son or any young boy that I come in contact with understand immediately. Guns are serious. Y'all get them likes up from Miss Natty y'all in here, please. Get away from the guns. Get them books, boxing gloves, basketballs, things of that nature, right? Books. I love books, right? Science kits, right? Those erector sets. Shout out to I Only Listen to the Truth of God. You remember them erector sets, brother? Y'all remember erector sets? You know what I'm saying? We had to use your brain. Let's get in that. Get our boys away from guns, water pistols, any of that. We don't play with guns. I want my son to see when we play with guns, when we start dealing with tools, it's for real. It's life and death. We don't play with guns. There's nothing to play with them about. There's nothing that's fun about them. There's nothing that's cool about them. When you use them, and when you pull it, you use it. And you use it to the best of the ability that the Creator has given you, that I've taught you how. We don't play with guns. And you never, ever truly want anybody to think of you as a threat. We don't play with guns. Shout out to I Only Listen to the Truth of God. Thank God DC is back. It's going back to the Fed. Thank God DC is going back to the feds. Who is DC? Now listen to God. Yeah, that's how I learn. Yeah. Here's the thing, man. I don't give me that again. I only listen to Truth of God because I don't. Let me see. Thank God DC is going back to the feds. I think you're talking about Boosie. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't want any black man in there. The Capitol. Oh, okay. The Capitol is going back to the feds. Okay, you have to explain that to me. I'm not quite sure. You may know something that I don't, Coach. So give me. So if enlighten me, please. My whole position is this, y'all. We have to begin as black men to recognize our faults. Okay, we can't change society unless we adjust our thinking. Right? Why do you why do we continue to catch pistol cases? It's the stupidest case, y'all. I'm telling y'all. I've seen more black. It's cool to catch a pistol case. My nigga, that's the stupidest fucking case. Listen, man, dig this here. I want y'all to understand about the Constitution. The Constitution protects against illegal search and seizures. Fourth Amendment. Know it well. Got a Constitution. If you don't have a Constitution, black men, get you one. I got 2 copies. Get you a Constitution, black man. Please get you a Constitution. Matter of fact, it's just because y'all think I'm a captain, I'm going to go ahead. You know what I'm saying? One of the things, y'all, that why I really discuss these things, because I want y'all to understand exactly where y'all at and whose country this is. If you don't understand whose country this is, and you don't start to read and understand the laws, then you're going to always be toast. This is why they want y'all smoking that weed. Let me tell y'all why they want y'all smoking this weed. Have y'all noticed that they made it legal? They made it legal for you to have 2 ounces on you, right? And a lot of black men think that was the best thing that ever happened to them. Oh, I can just walk around with weed now. I ain't got to have it now. I got 2 ounces in the weed card. Hey, jackass, what you didn't know was they're using that as a precursor and probable cause to pull you out your car and find what? That pistol that you was hiding. See, you got to remember, it's called DUI, driving under the influence. So all the officer has to do is say, yeah, well, I think you will smell, you smell like weed, look like you was just you, but you just smoked the blunt. You smoked the blunt at your house. You wasn't even using it in the car, but he smelled the weed. Oh, you got that weed on you, man. Yeah, you smell like that weed, dog. Oh, yeah, you just smoking. Yeah, you were just smoking. Can you step out the car? Probable cause. And anything they find on that search is fair game. Tell me if I'm wrong. Somebody say I'm lying in the chat. It's 6 of y'all in here. Say I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying right now. Tell me they're not gonna, if you don't know, tell me y'all don't think that these white devils are going to use that and they have not been using this like this is a way for them to get you, like, okay, so they don't care about your license and registration being legit no more, because that doesn't matter. Okay, now we smell weed, so we got probable cause. That's all they ever truly wanted. It's another way for them to violate your rights because you gave them up. Because you too thirsty for a blunt, and you won't try to function without this stuff. So now they have another way. And so when they get in, so when you get in front of a judge, right? The judge can say, oh, well, the search is good. So when the search was good. So whatever was found, it's not fruits of a poisonous tree because the search was good. The search was good because you smelled like weed. Well, the law said you can have 2 ounces of weed on you. Well, I thought you smoked it. Now it becomes a judgment call. See what I mean? Who you think they're gonna ride with? They ain't ride with your black ass, and they damn sure ain't ride with mine. Man, stop playing with me. Shout out to I only listen to the truth of God. Trump just gave a speech on allowing government to give young criminals longer times. I'm not surprised. I only listen to the truth of God. It doesn't surprise me at all. They listen. When I was coming up, man, let me tell you something. My homeboy was named Kenny Mack. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kenny Mack. I don't know if Kenny Mack was still alive. Kenny Mack had a 201 number, right? He called his number like 88. My number was 301, 301-0114, right? I called my number in 98, 99. It took 10 years to get there. The 401s were less than 3 years later. What does that mean? It took 10 years to get 100,000 prisoners from 88 to 89, from 88 to 88, 89 when I called my number. It took less than 3 to get another 100,000. They were locking people up wholesale, right? And guess who they look like? They don't look like them, right? And they're using what? This. They're using that. Here's the thing, and this is why you black men got to start to wake up and get off that weed, man. You black men got to wake up, get off that weed, leave this stuff alone, man. Leave this weed and these pills and this alcohol alone, man. It is destroying y'all. It's destroying your ability to think. It's destroying your ability to make good decisions, to be your brain not firing on all 8 cylinders, dog. It's making you lazy. Oh, Sugar Bum back. Sugar Bum talking about I'm gonna smoke my weed. Hey, Sugar Bum, I apologize for the live cutting off. You and Justin was going at it. Man, I was having a good old time. I apologize. I don't know what happened. Listen, sister, you're a woman. I get it. I'm talking to the black men. Black men have to be erect, focused, and disciplined. They have to work on that because black men we are the ones who are losing our rights like that. But basically we're giving them away because, like I said, they're using these very things against us. And then when you told us it's cool to have a weed card, but then they say, well, oh, you smell like weed. Oh, get out the car. Oh, we found a pistol and some dope. What? You're like, well, wait a minute. Nah, we got you. This is what I'm saying. So this is why I want black men to leave that stuff alone. This is what, because initially we started talking about Boosie and how he caught this dumbass gun case. He too old to be catching a gun case, Sugar Bum. He too old to be catching a gun case, chat. Y'all got to understand this, man. Y'all talking to a guy who lived this. I'm not no phony, man. I really, really lived this. Not proud of none of it, but I'm just telling you. Never caught a gun case in my life. It's one of the corniest cases you can ever catch, and especially at 40 years old. Because here's the thing. If you got your gun concealed properly, and you have your gun not in plain view, because allegedly, Sugar Bum, there's some people that say I kept 2 on me, allegedly. There were some people who would say that, right? But what I'm saying is, I've never caught a gun case before in my life. Why? Because my car never smelled like weed. I don't smoke in my car. I don't smoke, period. I'm not drinking. There's no open alcohol containers. I'm paying attention to the signs. When they do pull me over, I ain't got no whole lot of talk. It's my license and registration and insurance. You letting me go. You got anything in car? Man, I ain't got nothing to say, man. Nah, I ain't got nothing to say. Yeah, I don't got nothing to say, officer, all due respect. I'm filming, right? I'm playing, I'm not putting myself in no position where there's gonna be, I keep my license straight. Black men, get your license straight, dog. Too many of you black men ain't got your license straight. Y'all gotta stop bullshitting, man. Stop letting these white devils put the screws to you, man, for bullshit, and then wanting to run to the black community and then wanting us to care about you when you continuously playing yourself out here. We're not doing that. Shout out to Honor This Truth God. I've seen you before on YouTube. You're a good brother, father. You're very respected. I appreciate you. Truth to God, I'm trying. I don't know how I'm doing, but I am trying to make amends for some things, and I'm trying to help and give. Right? Appreciate you for subbing, Sugar Bum. Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate the support of my sisters and the support of my people. Thank you. I agree with that. Good. You better, Sugar Mom. You better agree with me. Damn, that's you. Damn right. People lack awareness. You right. And see, we're playing a dangerous game as black people when we want somebody to respect us, but however, we disrespect ourselves. We have to begin to respect ourselves, y'all. And that's gonna start with black men getting off the weeds. That's Stephen A's. Leave that weed alone, brother. What is you, a fiend, my nigga? You know it's crazy, y'all. I've met so many brothers that like, so we was out to get a lot of you niggas, straight up. A lot of you brothers do too much smoking. And your brain is destroying your mind and your ability to make decisions. And now you're going down a dangerous, slippery slope. Oh, Sugar, shout out to Cotton. Sugar's a troll. Be careful. Just kidding. Oh, yeah. Shout out to my brother Conscious. And this is what I'm saying, Conscious. I'm glad you just popped in. Because here's the thing, Conscious. We were talking about, I wanted to really discuss Boosie catching this case, man. I really want to discuss this. I really want to discuss this as black men. Why do you got a pistol hanging out your back pocket at 40 years old? With the money you have to get armed security. And there's people, black men say, oh, security ain't enough. You need, what dumbass nigga, what the fuck you need them for then? So why am I paying you niggas for? What am I paying y'all for if I need my own pistol? And here's another question, the biggest question. Why the fuck is you going anywhere where you need a pistol anyway when you rich? Like we gotta stop this dumb shit, y'all. We really have to stop glorifying stupid shit in our community and get real. We have to do this because we study taking our cue from entertainers, and these people is stupid than a motherfucker. And they want us to crash out, and they want us to have empathy for their situation. But you 40 years old, brother. You 40 years old with a pistol hanging out your back as if this is the motherfucking Wild Wild West or something. Don't nobody keep no pistol back there except for a backup pistol. They don't keep their primary pistol on their... Man, listen. A guy with his pistol on his hip and put it like this. You put your pistol in your back. You can put an amateur versus a professional, and you let him put his pistol on, the professional can put his behind his back, and let the amateur pull his on his side where it's supposed to be. I'll take the one on the side, especially both of them within range. I'll take the one with it on the side. You got to be crazy. Because if you pull it from your back, think about it, y'all. Think about it. You got this. You got to get it. You got to hope you get it back from here, right? Think about it. You got to hope you don't get it caught here. But let's say for a minute you get past, you don't get it caught on the pants. You don't get it caught on the shirt, and it comes out clean. There's still a here, and there's an extension. That's a lot of motion that got to happen. Even if you fast, you still got to, as far as from here, you just up in that tool. Like I say, once again, it's all talk. It's all cap. We live in a phony bullshit society that people want to continuously push stupid things down our throats while other people continue to surpass us, while other races surpass us. They come over in our communities and disrespect us. But yet you don't do nothing about that, though. Man, get up out of my face. Shout out to Conscious. Boosie is in his second childhood. I must agree. Conscious, I must agree. I must agree because we can look at it and see. You see what I'm saying? Like you can say what you want to say, but we have proof. Isn't he sick, Conscious? Doesn't he have diabetes? I spoke about this previously, but I wasn't sure. Nobody in the chat. He looks sick. He looks ill. I don't mean that in a bad way. The brother looks, he does not look healthy. He looks like he has ailments that are befalling him. And then when he was walking, he doesn't walk with strength. He doesn't walk with his shoulders back. He walks like and now you got to go to, well, he hasn't been sentenced yet, right? We have to see what happens. Is there a chance that he has to do some time? Yes. Is there a chance that he doesn't? Yet. So I don't want to speak out of turn. However, you put yourself in a position where now them folk, hypothetically speaking, he does go back in there. That's some of the worst health care you will ever get. And you sick already? And you're 40 years old catching a pistol case? I agree with that. We look too much at celebrities for life. This is facts, conscious. This is facts. Okay, and according to y'all, he has diabetes. Yes, okay, thank you, Sugar Bum. See, that's what I'm saying. And I knew he looked ill. I didn't know what, right? And I believe, so, you know what I mean? And once again, not wishing ill on no black man, but I want to give my people, young black men who are under my voice, I want to give them better information than we're getting. We cannot continue to blame the white man for these type of decisions. Yes, we can blame him for the systemic issues. Absolutely. Absolutely. He dropped us and he cooked up the circumstances that we live in now and dropped us in the pot and then tries to play like, you know what I mean? You have all of the opportunities in the world when really truth, and then tries to, play the race card and, you know what I mean? All of them old backwards games he always try to flip, and somebody else is racist against white men and cultural appropriation, and man, get the fuck. Bro, listen, all of them games you can play with somebody else. We know who's responsible. Real serious thinking people know who's responsible. In this particular case, in the case of young black men who continuously put themselves in the eye of the storm, to be locked up, to be taken away from their loved ones. For what? A pistol. You didn't even have to hurt nobody. Stop playing with me. Sugar, what you do to Ant? Sugar, what you do to Ant? I want to know too. I want to know what Sugar did too. Don't run from that neither, Sugar. What you do to Ant? My brother want to know, so I definitely want to know. That's why we have to have these conversations, y'all. We have to have these conversations so that way somebody, because there has to be some clarity to what we're doing, man. We can't get by any other way. This is why I was saying, conscious, and I'm glad you're here, because I often have said this: accountability is for men. It's not for women. People don't like when I say that. However, they don't look deeper. What I mean is, a woman, let's just say for men, hypothetically speaking, these three things. She's beautiful, she's submissive, and she listens. Let's just say for men, she has those three things going for her. Oh, and let's just throw a fourth in. She kept herself to herself. She don't have to be accountable. Accountable for what? She can find a man who is going to swoop her up and give her a life just like that. She doesn't have to be accountable. Accountability is not a requirement for a woman who has kept herself to herself. That's not no requirement. We don't look at it and say, she's not accountable, so I don't want her. Look like, yeah, don't worry about it, bro. When you're a black man, you have to be accountable. You have no choice because you cannot survive without it. I'll give you an example. Let me take it a step further. I got a daughter. She's 26. She's married. I'm proud of her. Married to her husband. If she was homeless today, let's just say for a minute, everything befall them and circumstances and whatever life happens, and they're homeless with my grandchildren. I'm not going to look at her. I'm looking at him. Bro, why y'all homeless? See what I mean? It's the same way with any circumstance of men. They're looking at the men. The men. Why are you in this circumstance? What did you do to make this situation what it is? Why didn't you foresee this? That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. So that's why I say accountability is for men. It's not for women. If a woman is accountable, that's just icing on the cake. That is that is absolute icing. But however, most women struggle with that. Most women struggle with that. That's not for the majority of women are going to struggle with that. I don't have a percentage on that. However, I'd lean heavily that I'm right. I don't have any numbers to support that. However, I'd lean heavily that I'm correct. It's always going to be someone else's fault. It's always the man. My baby daddy wasn't good. I didn't know no better. I was young. Anything to escape opening your legs to a bum and pushing out his baby. And you know what I'm saying? And then now you want a nigga who make, $10 million a minute. Whatever, right? Neither here nor there. Back to Boosie. And black men, I put these messages out here for y'all, right? And the black women that care enough to listen, hopefully you can pass this along to nephews, sons, husbands, fathers. Black men, we have to, you cannot be this old catching these cases. You cannot be this old putting yourself in the eye of the storm. Do y'all have any idea how much money Boosie has probably lost messing around with this case? Why do y'all think it's easier a lot of times to settle? I don't know if y'all know, because a lot of black people, most black people are very law-abiding citizens. The regular lawyer, if he's any good, private practice, probably bills out about $450, $500 an hour. The really, really top flight attorneys, probably about maybe $3,000 an hour. 1,500, right? I know, right? And they want a retainer of probably $20,000. And that's on the low end. And now you can get a retainer for some of them for 10. However, they like to have at least $20,000, and that's what you got to come at them with. Now you're spending all of this money fighting the case, and they always need more money. They quick to tell you that money ran out. Oh, we ran through that. Yeah. We need a little. We need more. There's no telling how much Boosie has lost, or how much money and mental. Here's the thing: the mental toll as well. When you have cases that are on you, there's a mental toll as well. Black men, black women. There's a price mentally, whether you free or you in prison or you in jail, county jail, excuse me. It's always on your mind. It's always playing out. You're trying to run through all of the different scenarios and situations and how is it going to go? And you know what I mean? How is things, you know what I mean? What's the best way I can escape time? And you know what I mean? Then you look in the worst case scenario. Then people continuously remind you. And you know, you're always trying to figure out what's next. You know what I'm saying? As far as your case, right? Having a case on you is a very, very stressful thing, man. Y'all have no idea. Like it is not for the faint of heart. That's why most people end up taking pleas or ratting. They do. They end up taking a plea or a rat because they're like, man, this is too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the mental toll. And then now, not just the financial one. So it's a strain in multiple ways, right? And not just on you, but your loved ones as well, the people that matter. But you done put yourself in a position to be took off the street. Because look at how you move. You move sloppily. You move like you don't want to be out here. And then you want the black community to galvanize around you and say, hey, Boosie, what are y'all doing to him? Pray for me. And man, listen, did you pray for yourself? You had an opportunity to pray for yourself. You did this. This was not a situation, y'all, where somebody was trying to harm Boosie and he actually had to pull that concealed weapon and then use it in protection. This ain't that. This is him walking around with a pistol in a whole state that he don't even live in. security. Everybody knows when you go out there to LA, you got to tread lightly when you're not, you know what I'm saying, when you're not none of them boys. Everybody know. Listen, we can go back 30 years and know that. Going out to LA has always been, going out to the West Coast is always tricky, right? It's been that way. It's been that way, black men, black women, it's been that way. It's not, this isn't anything new. So you know that going in. Let me tell y'all something, man. I had a rule when it came to certain places, and I didn't go no, if I needed a tool to get in, I wasn't going. That let me know it's not the type of crowd that I needed to be in. Even when I was moving in a certain way, I'm like, if I need a tool to be in here, why am I even here? I'm not even focused on it because I don't. Okay, let's be real with y'all. When I go out, anybody know me, y'all, I don't drink. Okay? I would get water and I would get a couple bottles of champagne. I would, or whatever it was, you know what I'm saying? I'd probably get a couple bottles of Dom just to flex. You know what I'm saying? A couple bottles. Moet was really my thing at that particular point in time. You know, black bottle, get a couple bottles, rosé. I might get a couple champagne glasses. I tip, take a sip, put it down, didn't touch it again. Everybody else who was there, they was welcome to it. I drank water. So the only reason I'm really there is for two things: to flex and the women. That's the only thing that I'm really there for, right? And I wasn't there long because I didn't really want to, the music get too loud to me, y'all. I don't really like that loud ass music. Too loud. Doom, doom. It began to grate on my nerve. I'm like, man, I'm out of here, man. So I would only be there probably tops an hour. I'm trying to go. Let me see who I'm taking with. Hey, baby girl, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to crack on something. I'm trying to, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to stick around here all damn night. But if I gotta be in here and I gotta be in here with a tool, then what does that say about the environment that I'm in, man? Why do I even have to be around people and need a tool to be in here? If security has an overwhelming presence and they gotta shake. I didn't go nowhere, y'all, because I don't like being shook down. I done been to prison, man, where I done had to bend and spread for them white folks. Let me tell y'all something, man. That is some of the most dehumanizing stuff that you will ever see. I'll never forget when a white man told me, bend over. I did it real quick. I do the squat cough, y'all. They get mad because I squat cough. You know what I mean? And he talking about, no, I need to see inside of you. Y'all, Chad, Conscious, Sugar Bum, whoever else in here, this is why they hate. I never got used to that. And this is why I would end up in the hole, right? Y'all, I want y'all to stay out of that place. It's meant to break you. It's designed to break you. I don't even know why they have rehabilitations on them. I don't even know why they have that, right? It's a joke. It's a farce, right? And I really want you black men to stop going to those places. I really want y'all to get out here, man, and get y'all a skilled trade. I really want y'all to pick up some skills, some certifications. School ain't for everybody. I get that. Black men, you got to stay out of there. You got to stay out of there. You have to stay out of those places once you've been. And if you've never been, there's nothing cool about it. I'm not none of these guys who glorify this shit and come out here telling penitentiary stories like it's something to behold. Listen, the majority of those guys in there are mentally ill and they cannot manage their lives. That's just the truth. It is a place full of bugs. That's what we used to call it, bugs. Mentally ill, nigga, you a bug. That's what we would say to a guy. Nigga, you's a bug. You mentally unstable. Nigga, you a bug. That's what we would say, y'all, to these type of guys. Nigga, you are a bug. You mentally ill. You're not a you're not a you're not a criminal. You a bug. You a nigga who had an episode. And now look at what your life has turned into. You ain't like that for real. You shot that nigga out of you did like this on some squeeze don't look shit and happened to hit somebody. You ain't walked that nigga down. You went to his house and shot a little girl. Ass nigga, man, what? Man, you ain't no man. Come on, you ain't man. Come on, man. Then you in there crying on the phone. Do y'all know how many guys I done heard on that phone crying to their girl, crying to their mama? What you crying for now? You wasn't crying when you was out here doing that dumb shit. You had every opportunity to stop. One thing about the Creator, y'all, let me tell y'all about the Creator. It's the one I serve. Signs all around you. Some of us didn't get dealt the best hand. I get that. But I'm going to tell y'all something. A lot of you brothers, it was signs. You know I ain't lying. There was people around you that were trying to direct you differently. That was the Creator putting people in your path, letting you know that what you were doing, that the path you were taking was not what you wanted. But you ignored those signals. You ignored those signs. My homeboy once told me, y'all, signs and symbols are for the conscious mind. I never forgot that. Signs and symbols are for the conscious mind. Shout out to Conscious Moron. So you ignore all of those signs, right? You ignored them. Now, when the moment of truth comes, we're going to find out what you made of. Now you in here crying on your phone. Now you're here crying on the phone, begging your mama to send you money, putting a strain on her phone bill, crying to your girl you love her. Yeah, she getting her back blew out by your home. Yep, sure is. Yep. But she wanted to be a gangster. You wanted to play tough out here in the streets. Okay. Now it's time to reap that. Now it's time to we really find out what you really about. Now we find out exactly how you really cut. And most of you guys, we always find out you ain't really what you thought. We find that out real fast. Because now there's nowhere to run. You can't hide behind the weed and the alcohol abuse anymore. You can't hide behind those. You can't hide behind your friends or your gang or whatever the case might be. Now you got to show something. And we find out that a lot of y'all ain't really cut like that. And I'm going to tell you the truth. I really wasn't cut like that. I just had to be what the circumstance and environment shaped me to be. I did not want that. I did not want that. The Creator kept me, and there was some big homies that liked the way I moved, and they took me under their arm. They took me under their wing, and they said, all right, we like dog. Shunny, he got heart. We got him. Leave him alone. So I say all this to say, y'all, black men, please stop glorifying people that do not need to be glorified. Nobody wants Boosie to go to jail. I don't root for no black man to go to jail. It's not what this is about. What I want to do is talk about his accountability and where he went wrong. Right? I want to deal with that. Black men, we have to begin to deal with that. We can't just jump over that. You can't leapfrog that. I need y'all to deal with that. And then we can begin to build something out. He should never put himself in that position. You cannot be this old catching gun cases, black man. Carry guns legally, or there's a right way to do wrong, brothers. Keep that thing concealed. Stop smoking weed and get your license straight. Those are some things that you really can do. Because if your license is straight and you, then the only thing they can do is give you a ticket. And you never, ever, ever consent to a search. Black men, listen to me. You never, ever consent to a search. When the police pull up and they ask you, are any guns and weed in the car? The officer, I don't answer no questions, man. That stuff, I don't answer no questions. I don't have nothing to say, officer. License, registration. Hang it out the window. You don't even have to open your window. You don't have to do nothing but crack it. I did it to a dumbass police officer. He bust my window out. I took their ass up top for a lawsuit. Sure did. I'll tell about that one day. I think I mentioned that too. Here you go. License and registration. When they come to the passenger, your license registration, sir? Oh, no, sir. I'm the one that's driving. You don't have to talk to him. This ain't Nazi Germany, y'all. You don't have to show who you are when you're not the driver. Okay? That's facts. The only time that's going to become a problem is if the driver is bold. If the driver's bold, then now all of a sudden we have an issue. That's why you got to get your license and registration and get all your stuff straight, y'all. Okay? You got to stop speeding, slow down a little bit, and definitely don't drive under the influence, black men. Please stop driving under the influence. Stop giving these people a reason to destroy your life. Stop conjuring up demons, dog. Stop doing that. Y'all see how Malcolm X got his think, brothers. I need you brothers to think, but you cannot think when you're smoking as much weed as these guys smoke. These rappers consume too much weed. Too much alcohol, too many pills. They're consuming this stuff and it's destroying their minds. They cannot think. They cannot think. So now when the circumstances befall them, they are not ready nor prepared to act accordingly. Shout out to Crit King. Yeah, it's a culture thing. This is fact. Well, here's the thing. Crit, appreciate you for being in here. Thank you. New, I believe as well. It's systemic. Systemic means of the body, right? So we know there's a larger issue at play. However, I'm dealing with the culture of, I think you may be in agreement here. I'm dealing with his mindset of the weed and where he is. It's systemic. This problem to him is not systemic. He was the one who had a pistol hanging out his back pocket, like this motherfucking Wild West or some shit. Like I was, fuck is you doing? Your draw time so slow. Nigga be done put 4 bullets in your goddamn head before you had an opportunity to get off one. See what I'm saying, Crit King? You got a pistol in your, did you see the video, Crit King? He got the pistol back here as if, bro, what is all of this when somebody's shooting at you? You know how long that's gonna take? Instead of just right here on the side. Listen, man, like I said, you got to worry about it getting caught on your pants. You got to worry about it getting caught on your shirt. You might drop it. It's a whole lot of things that can happen. Boosie don't do no exercise. You can look at the way he built. The pistol way more than he do. Now, and you high 9 times out of 10 knowing him, because that's what he do. So your brain, like, what do you think? Like, what do you think is gonna happen? This is what happens when you don't think. And you're 40 years old making these type of decisions, and you want the black community to galvanize behind you. And what I'm saying is, y'all, I'm not one of these fuck niggas, man, that's about to get on here and start flying flags, man. I don't. I'm not no nigga mascot, man. I'm not none of that. I'm a real black man who been through real struggle, right? And I really want to give better information to my people so that way we can move better. There's a right way to do wrong, man. He could at least had the pistol. Like I'm saying, he could have had the thing concealed. Keep the two. So at least then it becomes a thing of reasonable doubt. So if the police did stop him, his lawyer can say, a great lawyer can get up there and say, well, how did you know it was a gun? Well, how did you know it was a gun? You're assuming it was a pistol, but you don't know it was a gun, do you, officer? So if you don't know it was a gun, why did you stop my client? Why did you pull my client over? Your Honor, article, blah, 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 fruits of a poisonous tree. I like to have this case dropped immediately. Everybody go to your chambers. Everybody go. Lawyers in my chamber. Now they want to have some back. Now they want to have some background conversations. Well, he do got a point. How did you know it was a gun, officer? How did you know? You got it in plain view, my nigga. You got it in plain view. He didn't have to. He knew it because he saw. Well, I saw what was hanging out, and due to my training and understanding of the gun was right there. So I couldn't help but see it. Oh, you're a witness. Uh come on, man. Come on, black man. We gotta stop falling for this stuff, hook, line, and sinker. We're smarter than this. This is why I was saying, Crit, they want you brothers on that weed. They want you brothers on that weed so your brains are slower. They want you brothers on that stuff so you cannot think. This stuff, I did a little bit of research before I got on here, y'all. Do y'all know a lot of this stuff that they selling, man, is 33% THC? Do y'all remember? See, I'm from Detroit, y'all. Let me keep it real with y'all. I remember when guys used to go out to San Diego and guys used to go out to Houston. Guys used to go out to Phoenix to get the bag. That was the weed. That's the bag. That was the real bag. It wasn't no bag money. Detroit niggas was saying bags. They had that illegal, them illegal narcotics. They was going out there to get the bag. Bring that shit to the city. You know what I'm saying? Go out there and get 100 pounds. You know what I'm saying? You might, you know what I mean? You find somebody and shit, maybe nigga that shit to you 150 a pound, right? Shout out to Anuka Gem City. The topic is Boosie. Appreciate you for being here, Gem City. The topic is Boosie and his smoking. And how, or not necessarily just the smoking, how that contributed to him catching this weed case. So that's really what I'm discussing. I love that weed. Shout out to you, Gem City. It's awesomeness. Michigan has great flower. Well, here's the thing, Gem City. Listen, a man may do a thing for immediate gain, not realize the poison that it bears for his future. Are you a man or a woman? So, and that's what I'm saying. I'm dealing with that. 17% was considered super high not that long ago. There you go. Thank you, Crit. Thank you. What Crit King just said was 100% facts. 17%, y'all, was considered super high. It's damn near double that now, ain't it, Crit King? So think about what they're doing, y'all, in order to get y'all to consume this stuff. And y'all can see the government getting this cut now. The government wasn't cut in when the street niggas was doing their thing, right? Now, they cut it now. They're like, cut us in, right? And see, they're getting you coming in and going. And this is what we got to understand. This is why that stuff is dangerous, y'all. This is why I want y'all to start thinking about y'all consumption. And if you addicted to this stuff, you got a problem, black man. You got a problem. And you need to address it. You confused. Why you don't go sober? I am sober, brother. I don't drink or smoke. Shout out to you, great legend. Hey man, okay, okay. I appreciate you, Gym City. Yeah, man. And that's what I'm saying, man. Like this stuff here is dangerous, black man. It's causing. Here's the thing. It's a gateway drug. Especially we know it now because we don't know because everybody has a chase to get everybody trying to make sure they up the next person. Right? It ain't just enough to have no good regular weed. Y'all remember the Gans, right? Regos. Even if you had some Gans, baby Gans, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to get a buzz. Ain't no more of that, man. Ain't no more of that. You chasing this high. And it's causing you to make bad decisions, black man. It's causing y'all to make bad decisions. That's 17. Shout out to Gym City. That 17 now is 2.5 an ounce for 35 bucks. You okay? All right, Gym City. I wish you the best. Listen, I'm not here to tell a black man what to do or don't do. I'm just giving you the information, brother. So that way you know that somebody care enough about you to give it to you. Shout out to Great Legend. So you don't smoke, drink, don't like. Oh, y'all love the sisters. That was probably my one thing, Legend. I know you probably trolled me, but that's all right. You know what I'm saying? That's all right. Yeah, I love the women. Yeah, man. I love. That was my vice. That and gambling. I used to like that goddamn blackjack table. Lord have mercy, El Cheapo. Then I love that blackjack table. Woo-wee. That blackjack table was mine, right? That was my thing. Hey, also, hey, El Cheapo, thank you for being here. Where's Sugar Bum at? I ain't seen her in a minute. Shit. Let me see. Gem City. The gateway thing is not true. I've smoked weed for 30 years, never wanted to do more. Drinking is worse. I don't know how people do that. Glad you said that, Gem City. I don't know what type of weed you smoke. I don't know who you getting your weed from, but if you smoke from 30 years and put it like this, I'm not saying you cannot smoke weed and maintain your life. I'm not saying that. Listen, I remember fiends, man, that I had that would be able to maintain the job. Those are some of the best. Those are some of my best geeks. The ones that could hold down a job, handle their business, and still, you know what I'm saying. I could give them credit. I get that. Everybody, I get that. There's levels to this stuff now. There's levels to this stuff now. And that stuff is terrible. The stuff now that they're giving out, a lot of black men, I've seen black men come into them jail cells, man, and they withdrawn from this stuff. Now, yes, we know alcohol overall is terrible. Listen, there's nothing worse than alcohol and cigarettes, right? We know that. But the white man make them. You know what I'm saying? That stuff is homegrown right here. So, he winning off that, right? And now he winning off the weed too. I'm talking about this stuff that's specifically where they're continuously trying to push the limits on what they can give you. That's the stuff that I'm dealing with, right? So, and that's what I mean by being a gateway drug, because what I see, Jim said, I don't know about you, but I've been in the street and I see a lot of guys. What they was doing is they was smoking, and they was popping these pills. They popped these E's and these perks, right? They're trying to continuously push the limits of how high you can get. Bro, there's only so high you can go, my nigga. So you don't even gamble? I said I do, great legend. I said I do. Okay, you got that? Okay, shout out that. I didn't get you, Gym City. Okay, you retracted that. And that's what I'm dealing with, y'all. That's really more so than anything what I'm dealing with. Make sure I hit that like and subscribe for Awesome Man and the Gizmo. I appreciate y'all. And so that's like, I just really want to I really just want us to get real in this regard of really what's going on, because a lot of us are being caught unawares. And what happens is when you wake up from this cloud of being high, drunk, or whatever, you wake up and now reality sets in and you're like, well, damn, how did I get here? Yeah, bro. Shout out to Gym City. I'm that elite smoker. I put so much smoke up in Ohio. I mean, shout out to you, Gym City. Listen, whatever. Listen, you're not in the penitentiary. Clearly, well, I don't know that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys, they got phones. But I'm gonna assume that you a black man that's handling your business. So I'm gonna give you that. I just want you to be careful, black man. And I'm talking to the average black man. The average black man can't handle it, bro. Can't even handle it from a financial standpoint. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you were talking about that 35, you know what I'm saying, that 3.5, you know what I'm saying, being 35. Think about that, Gym City. How many of you buying? How many of them you buying? One a day? Possibly two. Now you start doing the math, Gym City. You looking at a hella bill, right? Shout out to great legends. Women, gambling, movies, food are your addictions. Are you asking me? Okay, yeah, I had an addiction to women. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that anymore. I just love women. Porn was, you know what I mean? I like porn a lot. Don't really, I don't really, I've gotten much better with that, right? Gambling, yeah, movies. I like to read. You know what I'm saying? I have a few of my favorite movies. So those are you see a couple of Conan is one of my favorites, and The Godfather is probably my favorite movie ever, and yeah, I probably know that movie frontwards and backwards. Silence of the Lambs is another. Uh, the Predator, that's my movie, and Seven. Got a few of them. But those are the usual suspects. Usual suspects. Saturday Night Fever is a good one. John Travolta. I got a few. Purple Rain, right? So yeah, there's a few in there. Shout out to no 37-year-old white guy. Then how you been smoking for 30 years, Gym City? You been smoking since you was 7. Quit all that capping. I knew I'd catch your ass lying. It's nothing compared to what I pay in taxes. Okay, well maybe you got that bag. You know what I'm saying? Well, shout out to you. I ain't mad at you. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm not mad at nobody's success, but you ain't, now. But see, now I caught you. Said you've been smoking, you've been putting it up there for 30 years. You know what I'm saying? And you 7 years old. I might have just caught. So you've been smoking since you was 7? Yeah, you been smoking since you was 7, Gym City. And like I say, here's the thing, right? When you make it to a certain plateau in life, if that's really what you choose to do, that's really what you choosing to do. But however, listen, my people, black people only have 3% of the wealth in this country. We don't really have it to really be thrown around like that. That shit is cap. We don't have it like that. Like this notion that we got so much money in this, we really don't. We really don't. So that money that's being put up in the air, you know what I'm saying, that you smoking on, you know what I mean, on the red, that can be going towards, you know what I mean, something much more substantial than it just going in your lungs and out your, you know what I'm saying. Gotta feel that. Shout out to Jim City. Talking about absolutely. You were terrible. Jim City, who you was getting weed from at 7 years old, man? Come on now. You was not smoking no weed at 7 years old, man. Who was you getting weed from that was giving you weed at 7 years old? I wish somebody would. Man, listen. You seen my daughter Jim City, or you knew? It's my daughter. I wish you would get my daughter. What? Man, please. I will fall on your ass like rain. I will fall on your ass like rain, man. What did anybody say, Major Payne? Boy, I'm gonna be on your ass like white on a paper plate and wait a minute, like snow on a paper plate in a snow. I don't remember what he said. You know what I mean? But whatever Major Payne said about being on your ass like a paper plate in a snowstorm or whatever, that's me. Got to be crazy. Get my child. What? Bro, I live in the hood, bro. Weed on every corner. Well, listen, I get that, Jim City. I'm not denying any of that. I definitely know it's around. I'm just talking about in terms of black men and what it's doing to us. Because here's the thing: there's consequences to to doing all of that smoking. There's consequences to it, man. That's all. There's consequences. So that's what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with the consequences of it. You know what I mean? Because there's a price to be paid for it. Whatever a man decides to do is what he decides to do. Such as your luck. I'm just dealing with the consequences of it, of not being able to have a clear mind to make clear decisions. And then now you done caught a pistol case, and now you sitting here wondering why you looking at time in the feds, and you know what I mean, and the pressure that it's putting on you. Well, you had an opportunity previously, but you didn't. You ignored it. Shout out to El Cheapo. You'd be surprised what the little kids get their hands on. Ooh, El Cheapo. I think you got a point there. Listen, I knew I wasn't probably the best kid. I get that, but I think I was in a time where you used to have to at least sneak, right? You didn't just do things like. What I'm saying is, listen. I remember hustling. Listen. I remember stealing out the. I remember steal out Woolworths. Shout out to Woolworths. Anybody remember Woolworths? Oh no, I stole a He-Man action figure. I remember that, right? And I remember they caught me and they put me like in the basement or something like that. And you know what I mean? You would think that would steer me right. However, it didn't. I think I was about 5 or 6. I was always trying to steal something when I was a kid, right? And I didn't grow up like that. I just had sticky fingers. You know what I'm saying? It just was what it was. And so I I know what you mean, Gem City, in terms of, in terms of how you work. But like I had to at least sneak. Like nobody said, hey, they didn't make it okay. I think that's my major overall point. Let's see, I had access to everything at all time, even as a child. Wow, that's something. That's something, Gem City. You said I got a 9 and a 22 long rifle. When? At that age? What? Is that me, El Cheapo? Do I work? If you asking me, no. I was recently, I was working at a pizza place, and the pizza place shut down. I'm going to a job fair tomorrow, and I'm gonna check into this other thing that I got. I'm checking to these other opportunities, this warehouse. I'll do a video from there. I'm actually going to a job fair tomorrow because we're gonna take this out there in Decatur, and I'm gonna go to this job fair and check and see about what's opportunities are out there. If not, then I'm gonna have to just grab whatever I can grab. I'll probably grab another fast food job. That, you know what I mean? You gotta do what you gotta do, El Cheapo. I'm not above it. I picked up trash at Popeyes to keep my daughter out of the system. I'll do anything to keep, well, excuse me, a man should never say he'll do anything. I'll do everything to keep my daughter out the system. I'll never do anything. I'll do everything that's in my power, you know what I'm saying, to keep my daughter out the system and keep a roof over our head. And so if that's what it come down to, then that's just what I got to come down to until things get better. Shout out to Gem City. I do now. My daughter has her own 22. How old is your daughter? I guess that's the right thing to do, Gem City. I would like my daughter to know how to use the tool too, because these dudes out here are these dudes out here are different. And so you really want your daughter to be able to protect herself. You know what I mean? And listen, if worse come to worse, blam that mother. You know, listen, here's the thing. If you gotta think about it, use it. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. You know what I mean? Because we can deal with the loss, we can deal with the legal side of it later. But if anybody makes you, if you feel threatened, get to squeezing. Simple as that. We'll deal with the rest later on. I was convicted of a felony and worked the system and got a felony expunged. So I'm a legal felon with rights to own guns. She is 14. You got your daughter a gun at 14? Okay. All right. Well, you know, she got you, Gem City, so that's the great thing. You know what I mean? So I'm sure you protecting her, you know what I mean, as well as a man should protect, you know what I mean, what he loved. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you hit the like, subscribe button, Gem City. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna get on back here, man, but I really want y'all to start thinking about this stuff. I don't want Boosie to be jammed up. Daryl Matthews. Dang, you know why that came? Daryl Matthews. I had an uncle named Daryl Matthews, man. Wow, but my Uncle Daryl's dead. That's my cousin's daddy. Daryl Matthews, that's his name. Shout out to the Shelby Home Depot. 935 now. I just take the. Shout out to Daryl Matthews. That's crazy. Made me think about my uncle, man. He owned the spot shop in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? He was a real go-getter, man. Shout out to my Uncle Daryl. But listen, man, listen. But I really want y'all to start thinking about these things. I really want y'all to start becoming more three-dimensional thinkers. And I really want y'all to start seeing things in a way that's more conducive to the world that we live in and not for what you want them to be. Okay? We gotta start doing that. You know what I'm saying? We gotta start doing that. I don't like the fact that Boosie has to deal with this. I don't wish incarceration on any black man because I know what it does to you. I know what that place does to you. I know the hate and the rage that you come out with. I know the emptiness that my daughter feel that, right? So I get that. This is why we have to make better decisions. I want y'all to stay up out of there. I really want y'all to start making better decisions so that way y'all can stay up out of those particular situations, and y'all don't have to. Every man should want to live his life on his own terms. No man should want to be under the thumb of another man. No man should want to answer to another man. You should always be looking, and I mean always looking, to be your own man. If that's not what you're looking for, then this ain't your channel at all. You know what I'm saying? Go someplace else. I got to go. I'll catch y'all live next time. I got to go pick Gizmo. Awesome sitting, you know. So be it. Y'all take care, man. Peace.